thought I'd do a quick update to the vermicompost system that I'm using that I actually set up for black soldier fly farming. Spring is really the best time to get started with black soldier fly farming. So for now, I'm just using it as an extension of the vermicompost system, and it seems to be working pretty well. But I wanted to give a couple updates. So in the original film, I said I was going to bungee the lid down, but then I decided to use these carabiners instead. And that seems to work pretty well. So I put 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. And that just keeps the lid secure. There's a hole in the lid and in the body, so that keeps the lid secure to keep rodents out. Someone else pointed out that there is a small gap here that potentially a rodent could get into. They are a gap here too. They are pretty crafty, so I'm going to put another piece of hardware cloth over the top to just lessen the likelihood of that happening. I need to cut a piece and attach it. But I wanted to give just a quick update on how it's doing. You just open it and take the lid off. So it's doing pretty well. I just filled it up with some fresh food and lots of bedding. And then I'm gonna put some coffee grounds in there too. There's lots of worms in here. They're pretty active, even though it's pretty cold out. Here we go. Some worms down in there doing their work. So, I mean, it's pretty cold out, but it's above freezing today. And they mostly just kind of nestle down in the center to avoid the extreme cold. So that's why having something that's big and deep like this, if you're keeping it outside, can be a really helpful strategy for helping to ensure that they live. In a closed container like this, they can freeze and die if it gets too cold. When they're in the earth, they would just utilize the heat that the earth generates, dig down deeper if they need to stay warm. And they don't really handle being in extreme freezing temperatures very well. So obviously the composting itself puts off some heat, and then having a nice and deep container is helpful for them to have a place to go and keep warm and also stay dry. It's important to drain this regularly and make sure that it doesn't just build up a lot of water or take on rainwater, because the worms will drown. They're not water creatures. They can deal with water, but they don't swim really. So I've been storing it inside the run for now. The girls are hanging out here where their container was sitting, because there are lots of earthworms and other pill bugs and things that were on this stone that I was sitting the container on. It seems to be pretty effective. So I just put the lid on. I attached the carabiners, and then I was a little worried that the chickens might get bumblefoot if they hurt themselves on these spiky ends. So I had this little stand that I had built for putting their water on. So I just set it on top, and that covers the hole. And obviously they do get up there and hang out because there's a chicken poop on top of it right there. So yeah, I just take the whole thing and set it inside, kind of right there where Callie the white chicken is hanging out on a stone. It's right inside the door here. So anytime I want to get in there and add food or take it out and do a little maintenance on it like I did today, that's easy to do. So it's working pretty well.